Okay, good evening everybody. So let us start and this will be our second review class. Okay, so I want to give you a quick activity. I am giving you a list of numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, -9, 10, maybe 15 or 17, whatever numbers you like it. Okay, list of numbers, one dimensional. Make it as a one dimensional array with these numbers. Declare an one dimensional array with these numbers and find the minimum or lowest odd numbers. Write your code. Try yourself. Give it a try. Okay, who do not have pen or pencil, come to board, please. You go that board, and someone go over there, someone come here. Okay, necessarily you don't need to use this list, any list of numbers, integer numbers, or any numbers, float number or double number, whatever numbers you have in your list, use that list to declare an array and write your program to find the minimum odd numbers of the array. And if it does not exist, then return something it does not exist. Give a message. But for your list, at least put your expected number so that you get it. You understand? Did you understand the problem? No, this should be one array. Simple. Make it simple, one-dimensional array. In last class we discussed with two-dimensional array, right? So let us start with one-dimensional array. Then we can make it two-dimensional. We discussed two-dimensional last week, but for now, make it simple. Last one. No. Start from the up, write in large font so that people can see. Or anyone here want to give a try on my computer? Who wants to give a try on my computer? So I have Eclipse over here. So declare an array, one-dimensional array. Yes, you can come in.
One-dimensional array.
Yeah.
Still dimensional array.
Yes.
Okay.
You will declare a class.
So I'm creating an array class or.
For Java, I need a class. Sorry.
Oh,
make it
as a class. All right. Okay.
1D array. So make it even.
Honestly, that's part of it. Being able to just automatically
Okay. Do not enter any other program, okay? Everything is being recorded. So do not enter. Try yourself, whatever you can.
Okay.
you want to explain whatever you are doing?
Oh,
Yeah, everybody please try yourself. You need to write it down.
of integers, or does the data type not matter?
No matter, whatever you do.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Percentage, you can make it easy.
okay. So, going to make an array of integers. Give it the data type of int. Give it a name. Array 1. It's going to equal. Now you have to declare a new array type. So, new int. And then you're going to have to declare its size. Just going to give it 10. Then you close the method. Type base manage. Oh, also declare that the type is a array type by using square brackets in Java. Now I'm just gonna fill it with a for loop, I guess. I don't know. Just bear with me. Okay. It's just an array. It's pretty simple. Random. Oh, this is a little upsetting.
You want to give it a try?
I normally do C#, but they're pretty interchangeable. I just wanted to see if I could use a random to fill out the thing, but random is obviously not the way that they have a.
Yeah. So let's do.
So it's
That's
a package. I don't know which package it would be to import.
Yeah. I don't remember half the time either.
I usually just have to look at Stack Overflow, you know.
Yeah, it's huge. So it's just like frozen right now.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So then I can declare the new random. Random.
Make it simple. You don't need to give general random variable. Assign your array to random.
Oh, just saying numbers.
Okay. I just like a computer filling it out for me. So. Okay, you're done. Is that how you use the further braces?
They keep one negative number, one positive number, one.
This way.
So what are you trying to do here?
Just get the absolute value. I think you can do. Dr. Hossein, can you do math.absolute?
I think he just mean. I don't think he means the largest as value.
Okay.
I think he just means largest as in numerical.
Okay. Okay, so are we saying in this case that positive 2 is greater than negative 7? Okay, just making sure if it was like, okay.
Yeah,
So we're just going to go set this to.
you should be doing is
What's up?
you should be making the, instead of doing the negative 1,000, you should be doing the largest is after the array gets declared and make it the first value in the array.
I suppose you could do that. I already did this. So.
So whatever wrote in on the board, take a picture. Take a picture of the program, and when you go home, try to write it exactly like this way, and then compile it. When you go home, write your program like exactly this way, and then try to compile it, run it, and then you will understand and whatever we did, we get the correct one. You will make it too much complicated. I did not ask that much.
Huh?
I asked that. Okay.
Oh, just print?
It's fine. I'd be doing this. I like it when code's a bit more complicated. No evens or
I'll just say worse.
okay.
But if you are too large, then it's like positive there will be error. Go to all the way end of line number 21.
Well, I think I've. Oh,
You
yeah.
never finished the
Yeah.
concatenation.
Done?
Is it the just play button? Okay.
Oh. Nothing seems to be.
Press control plus 11. Control plus 11.
Oh, it terminated. Yeah.
Okay, the largest number, largest odd number is 9. Okay. Okay, then just put all of the numbers negative. All of the negative. Okay. Here, wait a minute. Do you think that this code is perfect?
No.
Or that you will lose some points.
The index and largest is a number as opposed to just the first value in the array.
Yes. Otherwise, if I have in my list, I should any number. If I have all maybe 6,000, 15,000, 20,000, then you are totally safe. So the easiest way is that if you have this as the index 0, right?
Yep.
How would you do that?
You do index equals 0. Then after the array gets declared right here, you would have you would move int largest to after the array gets declared and have it equal or be equal to the very first value in array 1.
You are making negative 1.
Oh, I thought I changed it to 0. My bad, my mistake. Yep.
Then it will work for LMS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the previous one would not work for LMS.
Yes.
Okay, take a picture of your program. And when you go home, write sort of exactly as this, and then you will see that you will get error on the very first line. You understand what is the mistake in the very first line? What line? I'm sorry, we are at the end of the semester. That means you do not practice. No, this class is not needed, but your first line is the very top line is not correct. Okay, so that's it. So in the last class, I discussed how to find the. So if you understand this program, for instance, you are getting largest. What is that? Largest odd number. If you understand these, then you can do largest odd number, largest even number. lowest odd number, lowest even number, whatever you need, you can do that, right? Okay. Similarly, if you are given a two-dimensional array, okay, then you need to make some changes here. You need two loops, right? That was the home task I gave you last week. Is there anyone that tried the program that I did something in the last week and I asked you to do the remaining part? This part, I asked you to complete this part. Okay. That is your task, okay? Do or die. Okay, so today we will review abstraction. Did I go through inheritance? No, not yet. I went through inheritance last week.
You just like mentioned it, but you didn't really go through it.
Okay. So if I explain in abstraction, then we will cover.
You didn't go over override. That you only went over like how a class can inherit values, but you didn't go over how they inherit methods and overriding methods.
So actually, I have to cover everything. So we in our last class we discussed there is a vehicle class. Okay, this vehicle class this is a vehicle class. So all classes in Java by default extend the object class. Okay, in object class is a built-in class with the compiler that has some predefined methods, like for instance notify wall, some of the methods, toString methods. Okay, so in C# you can write in object O in uppercase or O in lowercase. So all classes by default extend the object class. Okay, so this is my vehicle class and I discussed this. Please go to the related lecture video if you need. I discussed static members. So for instance, in this case, I'm not discussing static members, or for instance, we are discussing private members, protected members, public members. For instance, my door, speed, and colors are integer, and string type fields. Okay, so we discussed then constructors, right? How to create a constructor. Okay, so a constructor can have a class can have multiple constructors. A constructor, when a method has exactly same name of its class name, then that is a constructor. A constructor cannot have a return type or return statement, even it is void. A class can contain multiple constructors. So for this constructor, it has arguments. So when the argument is local variables, argument is exactly same name of its field name, then we need to use this keyword. This dot door will be door. So whatever door you will be provide while calling this method, the value for door will be going to the field name for door. This is how it works. Okay. Okay, so the inheritance concept is widely used everywhere in object-oriented programming. Okay, after class, the second pillar is inheritance. Class and objects are the first level pillars of object-oriented programming. The second level is inheritance. Okay, the third level is abstraction. For instance, abstraction means in object-oriented programming language, we implement abstraction in two ways. By declaring abstract class or by declaring interface. Okay, so when we say class is abstract, when a class contains at least one abstract method, then the class becomes abstract. In C++ and Java, we use C# and C++, C# and Java, we use abstract keyword in order to declare a method as abstract. When we have a method abstract, then the limitation is that you cannot have any body of this method. So last time we have similar questions, and some of you did like this, and you claim that okay, this is my empty method. So some of you claim that okay, I did not put anything inside the method, so this is my empty method. No, empty means completely empty. Okay. So you cannot have any body, because the body start with a method body start with the curly bracket. So even if you do not put anything within curly bracket, you cannot give. You see the error? I got some questions like this, and we deducted points, and then some play, no, I did not have anything with my method, so it is empty. No. It does not say empty, it says that it cannot have anything. It cannot have any implementation, right? So, okay. So this method is abstract. And vice versa, if it is not abstract, then you must have a body. You see that? When I deleted abstract keyword, then it is showing me an error. The reason that it needs an implementation, even if it is empty. Okay. So a class, when a class contains at least one abstract method, then the class becomes an abstract class. There are some advantages and disadvantages of a class to be an abstract class. The disadvantage, apparently, maybe it might seem as disadvantage, is that when a class is an abstract class, you cannot use this class to create an object. This class cannot be instantiated to create an object. Okay. In our main method, for instance, in my vehicle main method, here my vehicle class is an abstract class. Okay, so if a class contains at least one abstract method, then it must be abstract. And how a class becomes abstract? You see that we need to use abstract keyword. That's it. Yes.
So with an abstract class, so you can't declare an object using an abstract method, but can you declare an abstract type?
You did not. You did a mistake. So there is a slip of tongue. You said, say that again. You said we do not create an object with a method. We create an object with a class and its constructor.
Yeah. But with the, say you try to create an object using the abstract class.
Okay.
Can you like use an, say a class inherits from an abstract class? Could you use the abstract class as the type?
Yeah, let us see.
Type?
Yeah, let us see here.
Okay, yeah.
Let us see here. So here my vehicle is an abstract class. So I cannot say vehicle V equal to new vehicle. Although even if I have a constructor, so do I have? Yes, I have a constructor, vehicle constructor, but still I cannot use this. I cannot use this constructor. The reason is that my vehicle class is abstract. Yes. So, but I can definitely. So, how can I create an object? So, the limitation is that you cannot create an object directly using an abstract class. That means, in other way, we say that you cannot instantiate an object using an abstract class. Okay, for instance, this way. But still, you can have a vehicle. It has a type. An abstract class is a type over here. So, in order to create add vehicle object, I need a concrete class. A concrete means a complete class. So this class is not complete, right? What is the incompleteness? Remember that what is the incompleteness of this class? My vehicle class. Can you see that where it is incomplete? This is an abstract class, right? So here it is incompleteness, right? Because this method is not complete, right? So this method is not complete, so this class is not complete, so it cannot be instantiated. So what do I need? I need another concrete class or complete class that may inherit or implement this class. For instance, my bus class. So when it extends the vehicle class, then it will override or implement the unimplemented method. That is the trick. So now you will be able to use your bus class within your main method to create a bus object that is a vehicle. So in one of your tests, there were some questions like this: Is this true, valid or invalid? Is this 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 valid or invalid? Like this. Is this valid or invalid? There are some questions like this, right? Did you understand those? Now everybody understand this? Do I need to recap? This is a kind of polymorphism as well as. Okay. In order to understand these, I showed a nice PowerPoint slide of my book. I showed something. Learning. Which one is that? Polymorphism. So in order to understand polymorphism, I discussed maybe this. Let me see. This, if I get it. Yep. I discussed this one, right? So I think it is a kindergarten concept. Okay. Let me recap it. So here a vehicle is my parent class, and then car and truck are vehicles. These are the subclasses. This is the diagram is arrow is given up. That means this car is related to vehicle. This car is a kind of vehicle. So explicitly it is shown that a car is a vehicle and a truck is a vehicle. But then if you see that a car is a vehicle, a truck is a vehicle, but a car is not a truck is not a car, right? But all a vehicle may be a car or may be a truck. So all vehicles are not car, right? There are some vehicles truck, there are some vehicles car. There are some vehicles bus, there are some vehicles airplane, a lot of other differences. But so here, if you understand these very simple block diagram, then you should understand polymorphism. Okay. So for instance, if you are asked whether if you are given like some instruction like this, and if you are given information that the vehicle is either abstract or non-abstract, the bus is either abstract or non-abstract, truck is whether abstract or non-abstract, and then you should understand this. The trick is to remember that you will ask questions. So Are all buses vehicle? If you get answer yes, then this statement is true, valid. Okay. And then if it is not true, then it will be error. For instance, here, this one. So if we ask question, is a bus a car, or are all buses car? No, right? But a bus is a vehicle. All buses are vehicle. Okay, so this statement is true. But if I say like this one, are all vehicles car? No. There are some vehicles that are not car. So this statement is false. So anybody has any doubt about this? Do we need to recap more? Okay, so if you do not understand this, if you ever forget this, please do not tell that you took this course with me. Okay? If you ever forget it in your interview or anywhere in your life, this kind of polymorphism stuff, then please do not claim that you took this course with Professor Mokhtar. Tell that you took this course with someone else. This is kindergarten thing, but really it is difficult. Many, even you can try, you can test. Many, even senior programmers, they do mistakes. They confuse. They don't understand what is how to remember it. Many people cannot explain this way. That the kindergarten way I explained. Okay. So if you understand this program, then you will be able to understand polymorphism and abstraction. Okay. Polymorphism, for instance, also over here is abstraction. So this line, anyone here, is this line true, valid or invalid? Who says this is valid? You? What is the reason? Okay, that's good. Vehicle is a vehicle. That's good. But my vehicle is okay. Let me make it activated. Why it is showing an error? Yeah, a minute ago I told you that if it is an abstract class, so in this circumstance, in this context, my vehicle is an abstract class. Okay. So in order to create an object, you need to consider two things: the abstraction and polymorphism together, right? Polymorphism is happening here on all of these statements. But in this statement, there is no polymorphism, but there is abstraction. Okay. Okay. So even, one of the definition of learning outcome is that after you forget everything, whatever the tiny little bit you remember, that is the achievement of your education, right? So for instance, even me, I was a high school student about 25 years ago. We did a lot of problem solving, and I had my physics course. We did a lot of study with physics, but so far maybe I hardly remember there are 4 rules of Newton's 4 theories, right? Every action has a positive reaction. That's it, nothing else. Maybe after 10 years or 20 years, I will forget even that much. I will remember only a little bit, right? But there are a lot of problems and implementation of Newton's theories, right, and rules. So the take-home message for abstraction and polymorphism is just here. Even if you remember this, that is your take-home message for you to pass in an interview, to get a job, to get an internship, If you understand this problem, then you are well. Good. Okay. Okay, so this class is an abstract class. Okay, can anyone please tell me at least one advantage of having abstract class or abstraction? I can have what? Yes, that's a good thing. Yes, you don't need to create many new methods. For instance, here has engine. My method is has engine. A vehicle has an engine, right? But I don't know what kind of engine, what type of engine, and what will be the capacity of my engine, right? So if it's a large vehicle, that will have large engine, high horsepower. If it is a small vehicle, then it will have small engine. So it depends on the concrete class, either bus class or truck class or car class, to make the engine as needed. Okay? And it ensures that another advantage is that, can anyone please tell me another advantage? Yes. You want to tell something? Yes.
What's the point of inheriting an abstract class? Just get to override it and rewrite the method.
What is so in my bus class, I expanded I inherited the vehicle class. What is your question here?
To rewrite the has engine method.
Must. So let me delete the has engine method. What does it show? It's showing an error, right? What is the error shows?
You have to rewrite the code. It's not really saving code by putting it in the right?
I did not understand your question. Please explain clearly.
Just like a requirement. Like it has to have an engine, or else it'll break.
I mean, you don't have to put it in you could put it in each of the trial classes, but not in the full one, right?
Parent class has. The parent class show that has engine. The parent class, this method, this abstract class claims that or enforces that if you want to claim this any object as a vehicle, then it must have an engine, right? There are some like tools that we use to move one place to another place that does not have engine. Then a scooter. Okay, we don't tell that a scooter is a vehicle, but a scooter is a kind of, what is that called, transportation tool, right? We can move fast from one place to another place using a scooter, but a scooter does not have an engine. But this abstract class claims that, ensures that if anything wants to be claimed as an engine, as a vehicle, then that must have an engine, right? But the flexibility is that it does not enforce you that what kind of engine you need to have. So that engine type or kind will be depend on who claims itself as a vehicle. For instance, bus is claiming itself as a vehicle. So bus must need to implement this has engine method. Okay? Even it is empty. Empty means you have an engine but it's not working. Empty. Okay? For instance, there are many vehicles in the junkyard. There are engines but not working. So this method has engine, for instance, but not working, nothing in it. It's inactive, empty. Okay? Now you understand? Okay. So there, can anyone please tell me another advantage of abstraction? Do you think there are other advantages of abstraction? Okay, what I like you to do during your summer break or any other time, okay, please review this. Whatever you learn in this semester, I have all videos, recorded videos in my YouTube channel. Sometimes, please, if before you go for an interview or take other computer science, data structure, or algorithm class, please watch my videos at least one more time. So this time you don't need to keep attention every second. Sometimes if you even listen my videos, it will catch hit in on your brain. Definitely you will learn something new, or you will remember, get something new. Okay, I'm not going to, I don't have enough time to cover everything. Okay. Okay, so in object-oriented programming, okay. Now, in object-oriented programming, abstraction is implemented in two ways, two techniques. One is by using abstract class, another is by interface. Okay, we will go to interface soon. But can anyone please tell me at least one limitation of having abstract class, or another one limitation of inheritance? Yes, I can only extend in one class. I can have only one father. Okay, I cannot have multiple fathers, right? I cannot have biological multiple fathers, but maybe I can have multiple fathers, father-in-law, right? He is a father. Okay, so how that is implemented? So using interface. Okay, an interface is almost similar to an abstract class. Sometimes you can make an interface and an abstract class almost pretty similar. Okay, but there are some basic differences. So an interface starts with an interface keyword. In general, the naming convention is that all interfaces start with I. That when you say, when even see I, you see that, do you remember that in Eclipse, a little bit I over here, very tiny I over here in the icon, it shows interface. Okay, well, also people, naming convention is that they use, programmers and software engineers, they use naming convention. They put I at the beginning so that anybody can see the name within a glance, at a glance they can see, oh, this is an interface. Okay. An abstract class is different from an interface, is that an interface is 100% abstract. Okay, so for instance, my vehicle class, if I say like this way, and if I delete this abstraction keyword, okay, still my program is fine, right? There is no abstract method in this class, but still there is no abstract method in this class, but still I can declare this class as an abstract class. You see that I deleted this abstract keyword here, but I can keep abstract in my class. That is not a problem. So an abstract class is 0 to 100% abstraction. That means you can have all of your method abstract or nothing abstract, but in general there must be at least there is only at least one abstract. This is why an abstract class is called 0 to 100% abstract. On the other hand, an interface is 100% abstract. 100% abstract means for an abstract class, for an interface, you cannot have any method. Okay, with its implementation, or on the other way, everything, all methods in an abstract class are by default. So all methods in an interface are by default abstract. Okay. But like for instance something like this, but you don't need to write abstract keyword. You can say abstract over here. You see that, but it's not needed. Even if you do not write abstract over here, but still it is abstract. Okay, but static methods have overpower, so you can have static. And whenever a class in our we are not discussing static today. If you go for an interview, for job interview, please make sure that you understand inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, and static. You definitely will be asked some question about static modifier. This is a very, very useful, and as it has a lot of use. Okay, so when you have you see that I have I vehicle, for instance, I have another abstract. This is called J vehicle. This is interface. So when I have interface, then I can extend multiple interfaces. In my bus class, maybe I can say I will use implements method, implements keyword, implements keyword. So I vehicle, and also I can say J vehicle. You see, I can implement or inherit from multiple interfaces. Okay, but I cannot extend multiple classes, even it is an abstract class or non-abstract class. So similar thing that I cannot have multiple biological father, but I can have multiple grandfather, multiple father, maybe father-in-law, or other kinds of fathers, right? Stepfather or foster fathers or something. Okay. So you will get questions in your test from abstraction, abstract class, and interface, definitely. So anyone has any question, please review my previous lecture videos. Anyone has any question? Anyone has any question about abstraction, an abstract class or interface or polymorphism? Override? Yes. Okay, that's good thing. When there is a method, same name and same signature in the parent class and in the child class, if you want to have different implementation in your child class, then you will do override. Okay. For instance, if I have, say, my run method over here, right? So run method, I have my run method within my vehicle. Okay, here in my run method, I have within my vehicle class. Okay, maybe I did have this for a long time ago, but so this is not abstract. Okay, this is a concrete method. Okay, so I have my run method and in my vehicle class, and it has his own implementation. Okay, but I want to do same another run method exactly like this in my bus class, but that will have different implementation. Okay, so then in this case, if you want to have execute this different implementation, then you need to override this one. Otherwise, you will get the parent one. Hold on. When calling this override method, run method, the object will check whether he has his own run method. If he has his own run method, then he will use it. Otherwise, then he will check, is there any method same name to his parent? Of his parent, then it will go to parent. Otherwise, he will check, is there, if parent does not, he will check, then it will go to grandparent. For instance, when do we use money or we need some money, right? First of all, usually we check in our own pocket, on money bag, right? Own account. If I have enough in my account, I will not ask from my father. For instance, I don't have, my father does not have. Then I will check if my grandfather has, right? Same thing. Okay. Anyone has any question? I like you to write this, to play with this program. All of my programs are available on my GitHub account, right? Download the program, make some changes intentionally. Okay, then try to understand the effect. Try to understand why the error is coming from. Okay, maybe next class will be our last class, right? Okay, then we discussed linked list, stacked, and QE. Okay, so we discussed linked list implementation. So for linked list, singly linked list, we discussed singly linked list. Okay, so the node class is the common for a single linked list, and then stack and QE almost same thing. And then we discuss prepend and append, right? For instance, insert at start, that is called prepend, and insert at end, that is called append. So for a newly created linked list, there is no difference between append and prepend. Append and prepend, there is a difference between if there is at least one existing element in your linked list, then the question arises, the next person will go where? In the front of the previous node, or the back of the previous node, right? If it goes to the back, that is called append. If it is go to the front, then it is called prepend. So for the test, you must understand the difference between append and prepend method and the implementation of append and prepend. You will be given the link node. Okay, you don't need to worry about node. You will be given the node class, but you need to understand the implementation. Okay, do not memorize it. Okay, try to understand this. The best way is to write the code. Okay, then you will have stack and QE. Okay, so let me go to the implementation of stack. Okay, in the stack, we will have node and QE. For the stack, okay, the push method, okay, for the push method, although it is optional, checking top is this part is optional. Even if you do not have this, it will work. but standard stack should have the null pointer check. But even this is the 2 lines of code, 3 lines of code for the stack push operation. Okay, but there is huge impact of each of these elements. Okay. In your test, in this case, we have the top, we have the node as a top. But in our last test, we gave this name a different name as a head. But still, I got some responses. They still wrote here top. That means either they copied or they memorized. They did not understand that what is the use of this top. Okay, and for pop operation, so push operation is used for insertion, and pop operation is used for deletion, right? Okay, so this statement, although this is required for pop operation, it is required. Otherwise, if your stack is empty, but still if you want to pop it, it will give an error. So our program should be in a way that whatever situation is, it pops. Okay, so this statement, we should have this statement, and these 3 statements are not needed, but this is the only statement for the pop operation. Is required. Even if you write for the pop operation only 1 line, if you understand this, you will get at least 60% point. Okay, but good to have this null pointer check, empty check. Okay, then we discuss QE. QE implementation. There are 2 methods in QE implementation. One is NQE, another is DQE. NQE is used to enter an element in a QE, and DQE is used to remove an element from a QE. Okay, so I know that it is difficult to remember stack, QE, and linked list operations, but at least remember and understand these 6 methods. Okay, for stack, what are those methods? Prepend and append and prepend. No, linked list, for linked list. Append and prepend for stack, push and pop, and for QE, NQ and DQE. Okay. That's it for now, and in our last class will be our last class. Okay, one thing that maybe you got an email that for the first year experience survey, if you complete the first year experience survey and follow the instruction and send us your screenshot, you will get 1 point, 1 bonus point. And there may be another bonus point for doing another activity. Okay, that will take 4 or 5 minutes only. Okay, and another thing is that our course evaluation is going on. That is available until the last day of class. How many of you have completed the course evaluation? 1, 2. Okay. Can you please do it today? The course evaluation. You should get an email. Check your email. You should have an email. Who got email? You got email? Or can you please tell the date to him?
I don't remember which. Either or
Okay, so our next class will be our last class. So we will maybe discuss the remaining things in our last class. So see you then. Okay. Thank you so much.